What is up, everybody? It is I, Ronin, and today I'm coming at you with a learning how to play. I did take last week off, but things got a little hectic, but yeah, now we get to play with one of my old favorite decks, constellars. So I'm pretty excited about that. So if you don't know what constellars are, they make Xyz monsters. They have Pleiades, which is like a really good one, but this is what they do. They make Xyz monsters, and they do that decently. Yeah, they recently got some new support, so I decided to try to build them again. And yeah, let's get right into the deck profiles, starting with the new support itself, Constellar Caduceus. It is a light spell caster. It can special summons itself from hand if you control another constellar monster, and once per turn, it lets you add a constellar spell trap from your deck to your hand. Pretty simple. And anything that, or any Xyz monster that was used to make it, sorry. Before damage calculation, if the monster it battles is light or dark, you can banish that monster. So yeah, the basic play that you want to do is, well, the easiest play, because the one card play, I should say, is summon Constellar Sheraton. When it's normal summoned, you can add a Constellar monster from your deck to your hand. Use that to search Caduceus, special summon Caduceus. Use Caduceus' effect to search Constellar Twinkle. Twinkle, when activated, lets you increase the level of a Constellar monster by 1 or 2. So you are able, or increase or decrease, I'd say. So at that point, you can drop them to level 3 if you want to make a rank 3. I personally don't run any of them in this deck, but you can if you want to. More than likely, though, you're going to jump your Sheraton to level the 4th. And after that, you overlay the 2, make a rank 4, and yeah, that's basically the play. From there, you can just kind of go into whatever rank 4 you feel is best. Utopia double, obviously, for the OTK. You have Constellar Omega, which detaches a material from itself to make Constellars immune to spell traps. You have Constellar Pleiades, makes it so that once per turn during damage calc, when a Constellar battles, or you can detach an Xyz material to give it 1,000. Yeah. And from there, you also have the ability to go up into AA Zeus, which basically, so long as a Xyz monster battles, you are able to summon it during main phase 2 over that Xyz monster. And as a quick effect, you can detach 2 materials from it, send everything to the grave, except for itself. And when it destroys something by battle, it can, like, detach a thing to it. So, yeah, it's an insane card. It's a, you can chain it, so that's wild. But yeah, that's kind of like the primary play. Everything else is just another way to get to that rank 4. For example, Sayat is able to special summon itself from your hand and become the same level as a Constellar monster. Pollux gives you an additional normal summon so long as you are not, so long as you're summoning another Constellar. Kaos is pretty cool. Twice per turn, it can boost and decrease the level of Constellar monsters by 1, so you can go for rank 5 plays as well with Pleiades, as long as you're using Kaos. Then you have Sombre, which gives you the ability to retrieve Constellars from the graveyard, as well as get additional normal summons. And the rest of the stuff in this deck is just a little bit memey. So we have Honest, because it is clearly one of the better hand traps in the game, and everything we have is light attribute. We have 1 Rhoda in order to search our Pollux, 1 Twinkle because it's searchable, 1 Upstart because we're not OTKing with this deck anyways, 1 Called because this deck loses to an Ash, 2 Double or Nothings because I am a coward when it comes to Utopia double, 1 Constellar Star Chart, which again searchable by Caduceus, and basically it just says whenever a Constellar Xyz monster is special summoned to your side of the field, you can draw a card. Pretty cool. Then we have Infinite Impermanence for another hand trap. Did I mention Ash? Yeah, we also have Ash to stop searches. or mostly to stop Vert, Anaconda, and Red Eyes Fusion, but you know. We have DNA transplant to make use of Caduceus' ability, turn everything into a light attribute monster, because why the fuck not? Then we have Constellar Meteor, which says that when a Constellar monster battles during the turn this card is activated, if the monster at battle wasn't destroyed in that battle, you shuffle it back into the deck at the end of the damage step. So it could be worse. It's not really good. The main point of this deck is to use as much Constellar support as possible and still be workable, which it is. But if you want to do something a little more meta-y, basically just Constellar Engine, Hand Traps, well, replace Honest with Hand Trap. Probably cut Double or Nothing down to 1. And then also just be prepared to, no DNA transplant, obviously. It's basically just like Hand Traps back row with a rank 4 engine is the best way you can play this deck from the meta standpoint. But from a fun standpoint, I enjoyed this build. Now, I already went over most of the extra deck and sort of what it does. The only thing else worth noting is we have the Nightmare package, 1 Link Karibo, in case we just open with just like Syet. Pleiades is a quick effect bounce, so that's pretty cool. Then we have 2 more, which is Constellar Patomaly M7 and Stellar Knight Constellar Diamond. So we'll start with Patomaly M7 as like the official boss monster type thing of Constellars. You can Xyz summon it by using a Constellar as Xyz material. However, if you do this, it can't activate its effects during that turn. And once per turn, it lets you detach some Xyz material to target a monster in either graveyard or on the field and return to the hand. So it's recovery as well. I do think Pleiades is a better card, but it's also recovery. The only other thing we have is Diamond here. So it also has a condition where it can be Xyz summoned using Teller Knights. However, we are fairly able to make level 5 monsters with a fair bit of ease, I would say. So yeah, basically, while it has Xyz material, it cannot be sent from cards cannot be sent from the deck to the graveyard, and any card that returns from the graveyard to the hand is banished instead. Kind of playing into that Pleiades theme. And during either player's turn, when an opponent's monster activates its effect, you can attach Xyz material to negate it and destroy. So basically, if we had the ability to get this on board, we could use DNA transplant to negate tons of things, and that honestly sounds like it'd be a kind of wacky and fun deck thing. Something to consider. Now for the side deck, though, it's pretty basic stuff. We have our free Nibiru's for Dragon Boards, free Ghost Reaper and Winter Cherries, so we can target a Dragoon or Hulk. An extra Omega in case our opponent's using a lot of destruction-y spell traps. 2 Lightning Storm in case we want to go second. 1 Harpy's Feather Duster in case we are in a back row heavy matchup. And free Dark Ruler No More to further break Dragon Boards, probably. But yeah, that's the deck. So if you're new here, we just go over a few replays. I show you what worked, what didn't, what I liked, what I didn't like, and how the combos generally function. But yeah, all that being said, I'll see you guys in the replay. Alright, welcome to the first replay with Gosh Darn Bobby, sick King of the Hill reference. We are Tab as usual, and we are playing against Sacred Beast. And I chose this replay because I think it kind of shows where the deck's at currently. Well, as an archetype, really. But let's go ahead and get right into it. So we will be going first. Not much we can do, kind of brick there, so we just set free, pass. Hoping our opponent can't OTK us, and then we see that he is doing, Sacred Beast, so that is a little unfortunate for us. He does get a Haman right on board. However, we did get the Sheraton, so I am perfectly happy with that. However, he is going to get the life gain effect of Sacred Beast Awakening, so summoning Caduceus does give him some life points back. However, when we're able to search star chart, activate it, we already had the twinkle, so we can go ahead and boost our Sheraton's level. As such, overlay into Utopia double. He's not going to get any life points from Utopia double. However, we are going to go ahead and hop into Utopia. Try to do some big damage in a second here. So we attack, negate, double or nothing to attack again. And we have the other double or nothing in case we want to use it again. So I am pretty fine with that, as well as the Honest being in hand. I felt really good about this position. However, our opponent is going to go ahead and summon Chaos Core, which is unfortunate for us, because if you attack it, it prevents all battle damage. He gets to send all of his Sacred Beasts to the grave, and this thing just gets a bunch of counters to avoid battle damage, so Utopia is not super great here, unfortunately. However, we just kind of pass it up there. We don't have another Constellar to summon off of Pollux, but now we do, so we summon Pollux. Go ahead and get another normal summon. Go ahead and make our Omega. He is going to activate another Awakening of the Sacred Beasts, so, it's unfortunate. Doesn't really do anything here, though. However, Star Chart does let us draw a card, which is exactly what we needed, because that means we can stop him from sending things to the grave and getting counters. So we stop the core, attack over. We can't attack directly with Utopia. Back to our opponent, though, who's going to go ahead and activate the Sacred Beast Fusion to go ahead and get the Emperor Trilogig. It burns you, basically. So he does burn us for half of Utopia's attack. We go ahead and take the Dead Omega. However, at this point, we are able to just go into battle phase. It doesn't really do damage, but we are going to go ahead and overlay into the AA Zeus, just to prepare for him sending anything to the setting up anything, and he scoops. And why I say this is where I think this deck is at, in Archetype, it doesn't do a whole lot. It just doesn't. Like, I wish it did, just doesn't. What this deck is very good at now is being just a very generic rank 4 engine. And I don't necessarily mind that. I don't think that's a bad thing. I just feel like it really depends on what rank 4s you use. Obviously, I like to stay with the Constellars a little bit, but there are a lot of rank 4s you could potentially run in this deck to make it work really, really well. Again, my recommendation for trying to do this in any meta-relevant way, well, I guess rogue-relevant way, if I'm being real, would be basically just try to make this a control strategy. Lots of back row, lots of hand traps, and then just sit on Pleiades or a rank 4. That's what I can think of. But yeah, that's going to be the video. Let me know what you guys think down below. Anything I could have done better with this deck, anything I could have done worse. Any recommendations you want me to, like, try and build and play and stuff. I'm always curious for more ideas. But, yeah, all that being said, like if you liked, comment if you had something to say, and subscribe if you want some more. This has been Ronin, signing off.